discussion today, people talked about how AI is still in its infancy, despite the fact that it's been penetrated all across industries. Where do we go from here?
So we're beginning to see, as you say, intense penetration, over 20,000 different AI engagements that we're involved in across 20 different industries. And we're beginning now to see some of these scale, not just ourselves with our extraordinary work in using AI inside of our own HR and people agenda and our own supply chain, but also in a couple of perhaps traditional examples I'll share and a couple of unusual. The traditional, let's take the State Bank of India, one of the biggest banks in the world, developed its Yono digital platform, 11 million clients, 40,000 new clients a day, but it's gone beyond banking. It's AI-powered agri-app, Krishi, which means farmer in Hindu, allows on a non-smartphone a couple of clicks to be able to manage a microloan for a tractor, and indeed some of our other research in India around land management. A couple of other unusual applications in advertising. We just studied 15 years of what advertisements work, and the new Lexus global ad is a result of that. And the film Morgan, its trailer, was also a study of what trailers really drive people to the movie, and that was driven by it too. So amazing scaling examples beginning to happen across the region, as well as ones that are important so that no one is left behind. And I know we both want to talk about skills.
You talk about no one will be left behind, but there is a view out there that AI will accelerate inequality. I mean, in your conversations with your customers, with your clients, how is it being addressed, or is it being addressed?
So I think there's a couple of high-level things. Certainly we believe that AI augments the capabilities of humans. So it's working with us so that we can do creative and different intelligent tasks. The second sort of critical area is that, you know, the ensuring that there is not unconscious bias in these new capabilities. Last year, we brought out a set of capabilities that ensure the decision-making of the black box is really kind of blown apart positively, that everyone can understand how the decision was made, and a dashboard that really enables you to be able to explain to a client why your insurance claim or your insurance positioning was different than you expected. But perhaps most importantly, as our chairman and CEO, Ginny Rometty, talks about, is the whole skills, that this should not be technology for the few, and that we create these new collar roles. Last week in Thailand, I announced our 9th P-Tech, which is a school that takes often underserved young people, really fast-tracks them through technology, involves them, they have mentors, they come into business, and they're ready to start work, to fill the skills gap. We have 9 in Asia Pac, and I believe it's 117 across the world. And then at scale, in India, we are training 4 million teachers, 1 million students, and 200,000 young women in detailed STEM subjects. My whole management team were there 10 days ago.
Harriet, you touched on India. I want to touch on China. We're seeing a growing tide of AI businesses, a threat or opportunities for collaboration?
So we, AI is at its very early stages, just as you said as we were talking. Now, what clients are talking to us about is how do you scale those early examples? And doing that with people who have experience of different industries. So this industry context is very, very important. And absolutely, this sort of creation, what clients and we're working together on is, what are the big problems that you're trying to solve? Let's take 1 or 2 of those, create business objectives, and then develop a minimum viable product by using agile thinking, the garage method, co-creating with others if that is really needed, and then driving that into the business to see it scale what this explosion in the data you have and the data that you're using really brings you in terms of new products and new services.
It is still a low regulation environment which leads to an unequal playing field. Do you see a need for regulation? To what extent should there be?
So I think it is the responsibility. If you take a company like IBM, 108 years of intense cultural regulation, that what we do is trusted, is open, is without bias. The data that we work with our clients' data, it's their data, always, unequivocally their data. That the insights that we generate are their insights, not for some huge knowledge graph for competitors to maybe take a part in. So I think you need a moral code. You need to have ethics and an approach, as well as the tools that I talk to that really expose when others have created capabilities that are biased and what that means for consumers and for all of us.